Welcome to Average Dude's Slow Pitch.
Yo, Hendo here with Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out the all-new Worth 2Legit line. So here, the blue-purple, this is gonna be the 13-inch balanced. And then here, the one piece, this is the USSSA 13-inch XL, so your half-ounce end load. The wind, as you can see, it's blowing a little bit right now. It's supposed to be dying down, so we're hoping here as we finish getting set up and start swinging these, it won't be too bad. We've got some stuff set up for the audio to hopefully keep it from really interrupting the video too much. But regardless, it is blowing as normal here to the first base dugout, so at least we don't have the assistance piece. We're on our field that's right around like that 360-ish mark, so that helps as well. But on both these, we'll go 52s. Then once we're on the 52s, obviously we'll put the USA ASA bat away, swap over to the one piece for Pro-Ms, and then we'll go back to the garage for final compression, final thoughts.
All right, first up, let's check the compression here on our Worth 2Legit ASA model. Non-linear 1050, if I remember correctly. And this puts about 180, which on the conversion chart puts us right at about 1300, it looks like. So plenty of wiggle room there. Obviously, we'll get some swings on it, come back like normal, and get you that kind of final compression piece. And if I was wrong about the 1050 mark, I looked it up a little bit earlier today. I will clarify that there at the end, but I'm almost positive it was 1050. And then on the USSSA model, we're looking at basically right at 250. So kind of what we've seen from some of these models here. We've had pretty good success with the one pieces holding, but let's go get our swings, come back, final compression, final thoughts.
All right, as we mentioned, starting with the USA ASA model, so the 2Legit 13-inch balance, again 52s, and then we'll hop over to 52s on the USSSA before swapping over to Pro-Ms.
98 miles per hour.
Well, that's a good feel off that one. Good feedback, good sound.
99 miles per hour.
That ball moved all over the place on the pitch though.
82 miles per hour. 90 miles per hour.
I mean, with the balance, definitely easy to control too, so.
98 miles per hour.
Yeah, for a 27, I do think it feels a little bit light, but again, I'm not a balance fan, so it easily could be that as well, but easy to control, coming off good sound, and yeah, good feedback. You can tell where you're catching the ball.
80 miles per hour. 96 miles per hour.
Yeah, all right, that's nice.
94 miles per
That's closer to the hands, lower on the barrel. And we still one hop over, but yeah, so far, I mean, a similar-ish sound to like the Tantrum and Alphas from this year. Not quite the same, but as far as the forgiveness, it reminds me a lot of those ones as well, where even early on, without even being broken in remotely yet, the ball's still carrying well. I mean, like I said, even with our current wind situation, if it's blowing in towards first, it's not knocking these balls down at all.
79 miles per hour. 98 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's our sweet spot right now. Sweet spot definitely does need to open up a little bit, but I'm sure that'll happen with some more swings.
101 miles per hour.
Yep, there it is.
85 miles per hour. 90 miles per
There's
hour.
the hands, real low. Honestly, pretty good carry for catching it low, but when you get that low, you definitely get the feedback. Feeling the hands, a little bit of a sting, but don't catch that low.
98 miles per hour.
There it is. Couple more.
84 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour.
Well, there's every bit of our sweet spot right there. Now we're getting closer to that, well, how many swings are on it now? There's a little bit of webbing starting. You can tell the sweet spot's open a little bit, and the ball's definitely starting to jump off more as well.
98 miles per hour.
Yep.
84 miles per hour.
There she is.
101 miles per hour.
Whoo-wee.
79 miles per hour.
Yeah, won that one. But yeah, that wraps it up for the USA ASA Worth 2Legit. Again, 13-inch balanced. Like I said, I mean, it's got good forgiveness, good carry. Sweet spot seems a little bit small right now, but again, we'll see where the compression's at. I'm sure it's got tons of room to need more swings. We don't have a lot of webbing on it yet, so we'll see kind of how that changes. But either way, definitely a good option. Good feedback on the hands. Good overall feel in the barrel. Let's swap over now to the USSSA model. We'll go with 52s, and then we'll swap over to the USSSA balls. All right, now we've got the 13-inch one-piece XL. So again, that's that half-ounce end load. Starting with our 52s.
101 miles per hour.
That's a nice little start, and that definitely wasn't the sweet spot.
80 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour.
Oh, yes.
84 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
Yeah, so even with the 52s, so far, good feedback. You know where you caught it. None of those three have really felt true sweet spot. None of those three have really felt like true sweet spot yet. A little bit high, got a ball mark up here, ball mark a little bit low. But if that's me, the forgiveness here with the 52s, definitely a good option here. And we'll see, obviously, as we get a handful more from everybody, exactly how this performs with these.
74 miles per hour. 105 miles per hour.
That's the sweet spot. Kept rising all the way out and the wind's blowing in, so that's kind of nice.
All right.
79 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour. 85 miles per hour.
Whew, two more.
101 miles per hour.
Yep. Yeah, so super forgiving with these balls. Good sweet spot. Definitely a good option for somebody, again, that has to swing 52s with a USSSA bat.
102 miles per hour.
Well, they're up for the ASA balls there with the 2Legit. We'll go ahead, swap over to some Pro-Ms now and see how this performs. All right, now we got our Pro-Ms. Let's see how this performs.
103 miles per hour.
Okay.
94 miles per
Off
hour.
the end. Yep, I'd say it still has a pretty good carry right there.
84 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour.
Well, there's our sweet spot. At least I think that's the sweet spot.
83 miles per hour. 106 miles per hour.
Yeah, you still get really good feedback with the Pro-Ms. Barrel obviously feels stiffer now that we're using the harder balls. So no real webbing yet, which makes sense because most of our swings are 52s. But I do think, just like the ASA model with the 52s, this one needs to open up a little bit on the sweet spot to really kind of get that true feel that you're going to want.
89 miles per hour.
I don't play.
106 miles per hour.
Yeah, there's our sweet spot. There it is.
82 miles per hour.
Not playing in New Mexico anymore, dude.
104 miles per hour.
I will say though, it is easy to control for both these. I will say they do feel a little bit light. It's 27 sticker weights. This is an XL, so that's probably my only kind of complaint right now. But again, I mean, it's got good forgiveness. Still waiting for that sweet spot to kind of open up a little bit, but easy to control at this point. And even with the sweet spot being a little bit smaller, with the forgiveness, it's not a huge issue.
No more. Those are doubles.
80 miles per hour.
It's a nice little line out to second base.
100 miles per hour.
There's our sweet spot. Through the wind, and we still reached our parking lot. Holy moly.
80 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour.
There we go. Seems like a good one to end on. So yeah, there you have it. The Worth 2Legit USSSA one piece XL 13-inch. Like I said, good forgiveness when you catch the sweet spot as we saw there. The other, I think it was like 101, 102 elevated. Ball carries really well, even with our current wind situation we got going on. I will say, we'll see where this is testing at. For being at 250, I would have liked to see the sweet spot a little bit bigger, but it's definitely one for somebody who's looking at that one piece without that extra kind of feel in the end load. Definitely a good option, super forgiving. We'll get it back to the garage. Final compression, final thoughts. All right, now that our swing's complete, let's see where our 2Legits are testing at. First up, we got the ASA model. This one has to be at 1050. I've got the conversion chart right here in front of me, so I'll give you that reading here on the USSSA tester momentarily. All right. And we're looking at 175, maybe a hair under. So either way, 173 tells us 1250. So it's about 200 PSI still to go there. So plenty of wiggle room. As we talked about, felt like it was opening up fine. I think the sweet spot could use a little more opening up, but again, there's plenty of wiggle room there to make that happen. And then here with the USSSA model, let's look that. That's too far. Hang on, let me fix that. There we go. And this one's testing right at 250, maybe a hair above. So either way, good to go on the compression here. We'll talk about both of them a little bit more here in the final thoughts. All right, and that wraps it up for the all-new Worth 2Legits. Again, right here, the purple and blue is our USA model. This is going to be that 13-inch balanced. And then the one-piece USSSA model, which is our 13-inch XL load. So again, half ounce is what that kind of comes out to at that point. If you saw Supermax or XXL, I guess with Worth, that's going to be your full ounce. But either way, starting with the ASA model, as you saw with that one, held compression fine, had a good starting point as well. To be honest, I mean, obviously, as everyone knows, these come from kind of similar factories. You get a similar feel to like the Tantrum, to the Alphas, things like that. But what I think they've done a good job of with this one especially, and even with really all the models this year, is regardless of which one you buy, you get a different feel. So it doesn't feel like you're just buying the same bat repainted. I know that's always been some people's concerns, but with this one, you get kind of a similar sound to what we saw with kind of the Alpha, not quite the Tantrum sound, but you definitely get kind of a different performance. One, it's balanced. So for me, it was real easy to control, easy to kind of place the ball where you wanted to. We saw a slight downtick in kind of exit velo with it, but a lot of times, especially for me, on the videos, a lot of the guys, without that extra end load behind it, you lose some of that piece of it. But as we saw with Worth early in the year with like the Bedlams from Phil Matt's, different models, the velos were down on those ones, but had really good carry. And again, with this one, had excellent carry. We're starting to see some webbing, but as you saw there at the final compression, there's still plenty of room to break this thing more. And I do feel like the sweet spot needs to open up a bit more. It's super forgiving right now, but it is hard to find that kind of no kidding sweet spot, which is probably my biggest kind of con to it at this point. But if you're somebody who's been waiting for kind of a balanced model, you don't want something that seems super flexy, I would put this somewhere in that kind of semi-flex to semi-stiff kind of range. This is definitely going to be a good option. For a 27 to me, even for not being a balance fan, definitely feels pretty darn true to that 27 range. So I would go with the weight that you normally swing there. And then with the one piece, where this one differs from like what we saw with a lot of Phil Matt's, I believe his XL was a 12.75, his balance was a 13. This is a 13 XL, so it is a different specs as well. But this one also has a matte paint job versus the glossy paint jobs on the Bedlams. And with this, we saw kind of an uptick, as we mentioned, kind of in the velos, whereas with Phil Matt's Bedlams, we saw a lot of that carry with kind of a downtick, whether it's from the gloss paint job, whatever. But another one where good sweet spot, you could pretty much use this thing straight out of the wrapper. Forgiving, you could use this thing out of the wrapper. Sweet spot does to me need to open up just a little bit more. But again, with it being a little bit over 250, there is some wiggle room for that as well. I would personally go with like 52s, or rotate the barrel and not kind of full swings with Pro M's, just to kind of prolong how long it's going to last before you have to worry about that piece of it, while also opening up the sweet spot. But with this one, not a lot of movement from the starting point to now. I think it actually might not have moved at all, to be honest. I'd have to go back and look at it. But there's really no webbing. I don't see any at all, which lets me know that there are still some swings in this before you have to worry about kind of the compression starting its way down and allowing you to kind of open that barrel up. But another option there from the one piece that doesn't feel overly stiff, kind of that semi-stiff range. So you can get kind of that two-piece kind of feedback, but with that one-piece performance where you get a little bit better exit velo, stuff like that, if you're somebody who doesn't want that extra flex. And so another good option there. especially if you're not, let's say, a gloss paint job fan, and you've been waiting for kind of that one piece from Worth to drop that's got the matte. Here it is for you as well. And again, it's holding compression just fine. 100 BP swings should kind of equate. I mean, there's no direct equate, but for us, we've noticed anywhere from like a 2-to-1 to almost a 3-to-1 ratio. So that's 300 game swings at that point, just to be at the point that we're at now. So either way, with both these good options, these will be coming not only to Worth's website, but also to headbangersports.com. I don't have a discount code for you on Worth, but on Headbangers, it's gonna be discount code ADS to grab either of these. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to see how these compare to other bats, you can go to averagedudeslowpitch.com. These will be on the rankings. Actually, they're up there now as you're seeing this review, or reach out and I'll do my best to help you out with kind of what'll fit best for what you're looking for. But either way, hopefully it's kind of helped you decide if you want to grab these, maybe go with a different model Worth drop this year, different brand, whatever it might be. Either way, thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more content.